Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to show you a video basically on how I combine watercolor with acrylic. This image you see in front of you is a watercolor right now, maybe a little bit of gouache also. But today I'm going to bring acrylic into the mix, but also I'm going to bring in the water-soluble pastels at the end to create more of a transparent look. This work is a piece that was, I don't like to use the word inspiration, but it was taken basically from my experiences in Asia. And it's basically based on the outlook of an expat living in a foreign country. The acrylic really builds more contrast. A lot of times with watercolor, it's always going to look a little faint, but I found that by using watercolor, you can build that up. I'm also bringing in the water-soluble pastel here at this point. It can also bring a lot more intense value and contrast to the image. When I lived overseas, there were communities that you could actually stay within your own area of foreigners, which, you know, at times was fun to do, but overall, it was really much better to get out in the culture, learn the language, interact with the people you were with. But there were communities there that really never did that and really basically stayed within their own system of doing things. For me, I didn't find that very fulfilling. I like to get out into the culture and meet people and do that. So this is kind of an image that kind of discusses that a little bit, I guess. And I watercolor or paint the water soluble pastel just like I do with my acrylics. And hopefully you've had a chance to try out water soluble pastels. They really blend well with watercolor and acrylic at the same time. So I really see my work as kind of half drawing, half painting, and overall mixed media. I'm always looking to enrich my color as well. Right here I'm bringing a little more yellow into that green. When I lived in Taiwan, the colors there were so intense, the greens were so intense. There's always a yellowish tint to the green. So I'm going back into this as well. The great thing about acrylic is if you don't get the color just right the first time, you can always go back into it and add any kind of value or tones that you want to change. Watercolor a little more difficult to do that, but that's the reason I like to mix the two. And as I've said in previous videos, I know where my mistakes are. And for your own personal paintings, you're going to know where they're at, but other people may not be able to readily see that. So don't get too caught up in the detail. Try to experiment at all times and have fun with what you're doing. And here we are with the kind of transparency look I'm trying to get. I like to do this in a lot of my works. After I get most of the painting done, I will go back in with the water-soluble pastel and go in and try to create shapes. I'm trying to do like a transparent tree over top of this thatched roof. So I'm always looking to kind of press the layering, trying to get more layers onto my surface. And you can see I'm using several shades of green along with some yellows to make that color more rich. And I find that I do that quite a bit throughout the surface on each image I do. I feel like the bottom needs something else, so I'm going to go down to the bottom here and bring some foliage in. And I'm just going to sketch that in. I'm going to move the picture up a little bit so you can see it. And I'm going to bring that in with several shades of green. And I'll keep working this here until we can get a transparency I feel is successful. And here we have the final image. I still haven't decided what to title this image, but that is a mixture of acrylic, water-soluble pastel on top of the previous watercolor I had done. Anyway, thanks for watching today, everyone. Please hit the subscribe button if you like this, and give me a like. See you tomorrow.